So how long does it actually take to buy a house in the UK? It's one of the most searched questions there is on Google, and you'll find every answer under the sun. So let me give you the honest one, the real timeline from an offer being accepted to the keys in your hand, step by step with the bits that speed it up and the bits that quietly derail it. Grab a brew, this is the full walkthrough. Right, so the headline answer first, because I know that's what you clicked for. From your offer being accepted to actually completing and getting the keys, the typical purchase in the UK takes somewhere between 12 and 16 weeks. Call it 3 to 4 months. Some fly through in 8 weeks, plenty drag out to 5 or 6 months, especially in a long chain. So if you need to be in by a certain date, a new school term, a tenancy ending, a baby on the way, you work backwards from that date because the calendar will not wait for you. Now let me break those weeks down so you can see where the time actually goes and, more importantly, where you can save some. So here's the mistake I see more than any other. People start by viewing houses before they've sorted the money. Please don't. The single best thing you can do to speed up the whole timeline happens before you've offered on a house. Get a decision in principle. That's a lender or an advisor like me taking your income and outgoings and a soft look at your credit and telling you roughly what you can borrow. It's not the full mortgage, it's the green light that says you're a serious buyer. Estate agents take you a lot more seriously when you've got one, and some won't even let you view without it. And while you're at it, check your own credit file. Actually look at it, all 3 agencies, so there's no nasty surprises later. A forgotten default or a wrong address can quietly cost you the lender you wanted. Sort it now, not halfway through when it's a crisis. Get this bit done properly and you've taken weeks of faff out of the process before it's even started. So you've made an offer and it's been accepted. Congratulations, and welcome to the part where it feels like everything happens at once and then oddly nothing happens at all. In these first couple of weeks, 3 things are going to need to get moving. 1, you're going to instruct a solicitor or a licensed conveyancer, the legal person who does the actual buying. 2, you submit your full mortgage application, which is where that decision in principle turns into a proper application with a specific lender. And 3, the estate agent will usually want proof of your funds and your ID for their anti-money laundering checks. My honest advice here is do not sit on your hands waiting for someone to chase you. The buyers who complete quickly are the ones who reply to their solicitor the same day, get the forms back fast and keep the ball rolling. The slow ones are the ones who leave an email sat in the inbox for a week. This is the stage where your speed genuinely matters. So once your full mortgage application is in, the lender does 2 things. They underwrite you and your mortgage, which is the proper deep dive into your income, your spending and your credit. And they arrange a valuation of the property to make sure the house is worth what you're paying, or at least worth what they're going to lend against it. And this bit usually takes a couple of weeks, sometimes a bit longer if the lender's busy or if your situation is a little more complex. Say if you're self-employed or you've got income from a few different places, or there's something a little quirky about the property. That's normal, don't panic. The outcome you're waiting for is the mortgage offer. That's the formal document that says, yes, we'll lend you this amount on that property. When that lands, it's a genuinely lovely moment because the money side is essentially done. Now, the lender's valuation is not the same as a survey, and this is where people get caught out. The valuation is for the lender's benefit. It's a quick check on the value. A survey is for your benefit, a proper look at the condition of the house you're about to buy. There are 3 levels, the basic condition report, the mid-level home buyer survey, and the full structure or building survey. On a newer home, the basic one might be fine. On anything with a bit of age, a Victorian terrace, a period cottage, spend the extra, get the fuller one. It's the best few £100 you'll ever spend. And why? Because this is where the gotchas live. Damp that's been papered over, movement in the wall, Japanese knotweed lurking down the garden, dodgy previous building work with no sign-offs. I've seen knotweed turn a smooth summer purchase into a stressful autumn, and with a big price change being renegotiated at the 11th hour. A good survey either buys you peace of mind or it hands you a very strong reason to knock money off that property. Either way, you win. Never treat it as a box-ticking formality. So then there's the stage that tests everyone's patience. So let me tell you what's going on behind the curtain, because it feels like silence, but it really isn't. Your solicitor gets busy doing the legal digging. They order searches from the local council and others, which flag things like whether the road's about to have a bypass built through the front garden or whether the property's in a flood zone. They raise inquiries with the seller's solicitor, chasing answers on the boundaries, the guarantees, the planning permissions, and they check the title, making sure the person selling actually owns what they're selling. This part can take a few weeks, and honestly, a chunk of it is out of your hands, but you can still help. Answer absolutely every question your solicitor sends you, quickly and fully. The single biggest cause of delay at this stage is a solicitor waiting on information from someone in the chain. Don't be that someone. Right, so you're on the home straight. Once the searches are back, the inquiries are answered, your mortgage offer is in place, and everyone in the chain is ready, you can exchange contracts. This is the big one. Exchange is the moment it becomes legally binding. Before exchange, either side can walk away. After exchange, you're committed. And this is going to be the point where you pay your deposit across. At exchange, you also agree the completion date, the day you actually get the keys. Sometimes exchange and completion happen on the same day. More often, there's a gap of a week or two, which gives everyone time to book the removal van, and if you're in a chain, to line up all the dominoes so that they all fall on the same day. And once the completion day arrives, the money moves. The solicitors confirm it's all done, and the estate agent rings you up to say you can collect the keys. That, my friend, is the moment we've all been waiting for. So how do you give yourself the absolute fastest, calmest run at this thing? Here's a few honest pointers. What speeds it up? Well, having your mortgage sorted before you offer, instructing a good responsive solicitor, replying to everything the same day, buying with no chain or a short one, and being a cash-ready, well-prepared buyer that the whole chain can rely on. And if you want to slow things down, get yourself in a long chain, because you're only as fast as the slowest person in it. A survey that turns up a problem, a slow or overloaded conveyancer, and leaving the mortgage until after you've offered, which is the classic one and completely avoidable. And the thing that makes it all a bit calmer is having someone in your corner who's done it 1,000 times, who can see the whole board, who picks up the phone when a chain wobbles and it turns out to be nothing. And that's a huge part of what I actually do. Not just finding you a rate, but steering the whole thing so the move is the fun bit and not the scary bit. So there it is, the honest UK house buying timeline. Start to finish, 12 to 16 weeks is normal. Your own speed matters more than you'd think. And sorting the mortgage first is the single biggest favour you can do yourself. If you're planning to buy this year and you want a realistic timeline mapped out for your exact situation, then message me the word timeline or hit the links in my bio and let's get you moving. I'm Patrick Wakeman, your local East Midlands mortgage and protection advisor, serving clients up and down the UK. Drop me a like and a follow for more and hit the links in my bio to get in touch. Quick note before I go, your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up repayments on your mortgage. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.